doing? Okay. So, about the hats, did you think about how many hats you already wore until you got here? In the morning, maybe you prepare breakfast for your kids, or you was a driver, you drop your kids to school, or you wore the cheerleader hat, you was encouraging, I don't know, your husband, or you say hello to your neighbor. So that's what I want to talk about today, because the roles we play in our lives are so important, and they represent who we really are. Um, in our days, the life is blended, so we mix all this together, especially working on remotely. We combine all these roles, so we are in the office talking with the team members, then we also have a cat there waiting to be cuddled. We sometimes we get interrupted by kids, or we got an urgent call from school. So all these roles are blending, and it is kind of chaotic sometimes, but if you embrace them all, then that's what makes life meaningful and who. So as we get power, let's say, from these roles, so like as mothers we develop caring and multitasking, and as daughters we practice empathy, and we also learn to listen and support and be there when the parents need. As partners, we learn collaboration, empathy, and resilience, and negotiation. And as team members, we practice or improve collaboration, communication, and professionalism. Um, Many hats can be deeply rewarding, but it can also be challenging. Sometimes we feel guilty that we are not fully present in one role. Other times we feel exhausted from trying to juggle all this, kind of many roles. Is like juggling all the too many balls in the air. Sometimes you feel exhausted and it's kind of too much. And many times you have moments like you ask yourself if you're doing enough, and if you can have it all. But it's important to remember that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's not a weakness. It's nice to admit and to understand that life is sometimes overwhelming, but this is a kind of power, because you understand who you are and all these roles you play, and it means you are human. So um, yeah, it's okay to say no sometimes. It's okay to take a break and recharge, and it's okay to take sometimes pause. So I'm talking about boundaries and self-compassion. You can take a pause from work because your family needs you, or you can put your family on pause because you really need to focus on work, and that's okay. So what did I bring this topic in this morning session? It's because we as team members, if we um, remind ourselves that we are all wearing all these kind of hats, it's easier for us to understand that we are not just working, and like we can be more empathic and understand each other and know each other and appreciate each other for all these juggling roles we do every day. So this is what I wanted to share with you, to bring this topic on. And I will invite you to share if you want to say something about the other roles. You maybe until you get here and wore the work hat. Maybe you already did something in the morning. Like I will say about me. Let's like an example. So in the morning, I'm just kissing my husband, saying bye and good luck at work, kissing my kids, after, of course, doing breakfast for them and all this. Then later after work, I will wear again two hats. I will be the mother, the wife again, and at the same time I will talk to my mom because I need to talk to her every day to know how the day was going. So all these roles, even those images, the cat one, it's kind of a situation that happened a few days ago when my cat jumped on my laptop because she need attention sometimes, and she muted my microphone. So it was weird because the sound disappeared and I couldn't hear my other colleague. So that's, I hope you like the topic. It's kind of interesting. I mean, I think it's interesting too. We don't know each other too much, but only knowing that we have kids, we have family, we have other roles to play, it's important for us to be more patient and to understand each other more empathic, and help each other. So that's what I wanted to share with you. If somebody wants to.
Yes, very nice that you have shared this morning. And one challenge that has come with working from home is that for me, I sit for long hours. So I need to do a lot of exercise to make for the hours that I'm bended. My body's folded, okay, for many, many hours. Um, if I were to commute to work, the sitting position in the car will be different from sitting on the same place, in the same position. So I had to stretch my body most of the time as I'm becoming health conscious. Okay, that's some of the disadvantage of working from home, and the disruptions are very real. Sometimes I hear my mom is calling me whilst I'm in the middle of something. I have to signal her, please, I'm busy. And sometimes I can't help it. I am hungry, and now that I'm at home, I want to cook. I don't want to buy food. Okay, so we have to balance that one as well. And then working at odd hours, though the Zoom has closed and we are not on Zoom, still have a lot of work to do. So you might want to sit down till very late before. But um, and then with all that, it has a lot of advantages as compared to leaving home and commuting to work and then back home. And the traffic can sometimes yeah, exhausting. Get home exhausted and thinking of getting up the following day to do the same thing again is a bit hard. Okay, so each of them has its advantage and disadvantage. Now, the warmth of the people in the office, okay, it's also very nice. You balance the warmth against some wranglings. I mean, some people will not be very nice to work with, but then you have to cope with that. Okay, but in an online setting, you don't see people, so you happen to like everybody's face, everybody's appearance is warm. You don't know the other side. You hardly see the other side. So that's also one advantage that we have. It's interesting, honestly, to work fully online most of the time. It's quite lovely sometimes. Thank you very much for your topic.
Thank you, Miriam. Thank you. But I think it's. I wish I have your position. I wish my mom is somewhere in another room, let's say, because It's one thing I'm calling her and talk to her every day, but it's not the same. I wish I can have my mom close, and like when I have a coffee break and I go and I talk to my mom 5 to 10 minutes, that will be so. Even sometimes it's interrupting and you're really busy at work, but it's fine. It's good that you have your mother close. I'm That's give me I don't know, a kind of, I'm happy for you. Thank you very much for sharing. Somebody else? Somebody else who has a cat, maybe? No? My cat, it's naughty sometimes. But because my all the family members, they are like my husband is at work, my kids are at school, so I'm the only one staying at home. So she's she's asking for my attention like every time she needs that.
Hi everyone, and
Yes.
thank you, Karina. Yeah, thank you for today's topic. I'll just talk about you in your presentation. There was something about blended life and having boundaries. Yes, definitely. I think we all wear so many hats. I think each and every one of us definitely wears so many hats. Yeah. If you're not working, there is something else that you're doing, or if you're not working, there could be even like different other passions that maybe you're pursuing. Yeah, so I think it's very important to have boundaries. Boundaries are so important, yeah, because then it enables you to be able to know when to do what. Especially now, definitely working online, like our lives are a bit blended, Miriam was talking about finding yourself working very late hours because it's like your work is with you all the time. It's not like when you go into the office and when you leave your work laptop there, then you've left your work there. Yeah, so I think it's about learning how to have boundaries. You know that, let's say our work starts at 9, and then that by 5 6 p.m. you have to be done. So I think being able to learn to be present in what you're doing is very important, because it also helps you to put those boundaries. So like, if it's my work hours and I'm working, then let me be working. Yeah, let me put my entire focus on that, then I'm not doing any other thing. Yeah, so for me, I think it's something that I do that has really helped. I try as much as possible to be present in the work that I'm doing. Yeah. So for me, if it's a weekend, I would say I hardly look at my phone or like hold my phone like, for the weekend. Yeah. Maybe if you've called me, but if you like text me or send me a message, I will really take long to see, because I try as much as possible, since I'm working during the week, to make time for my family, make time for my children. So you hardly find me like on the phone, or so unless you call me and it's like a really urgent. So for me, that's how I put those boundaries, to say this is time for this and this is time for that. And actually in my time zone, I start working like around, right now, it's like past 11 a.m. So there are so many things that I actually, do before we actually start working. So like what you say, that, before you get here, you've made breakfast, you've done this, you've done that, like you've done so many things. So yeah, so I love it, because then when it's time to work, then it's time to work, because you've finished every other thing that you've done. So yeah, I think the boundaries definitely help to put things in place. And that's why, we're always encouraging people, try to avoid having late meetings. Yeah, having meetings here past 5. We try to encourage people that latest, if you're going to be here really late, let it not go beyond 6 p.m. Yeah, so that you can go on and attend to your other responsibilities, yeah, or the other things that you're pursuing. Yeah, so it's important for us to always have the boundaries. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I've also used on one of the boundary slide the set default, I will answer tomorrow till 9 a.m., something like when you get a late message or a late email. So you set a default. So no, you let people know that I will answer, but tomorrow, something like, because if you are with your family and they also need your attention, and you don't want to feel guilty, because sometimes it happens, you feel guilty that you're not fully present when they need. And if you have, even we get sometimes excited about work, and maybe it's something, it's kind of as deadline, and you want to do it right and on time and all this, but you should not, cut from the other side, because your family is most of the who you are, because here you play most of the roles in your lives. So yeah, um, boundaries, yes, we need to learn all these things, and respect each other's status. Like if it's somebody's on break, then it's on break, then we don't bother the other person, because we need those breaks, let's say. And even if you are, let's say, working with your colleagues, if you got a call, it's okay to, then you have this urgent call, then again you signal that I'm back, and we continue to. So all these small rules, let's say, but they help each other to have a life vital. So we have so many things to juggle with. We're trying our best. Like it's okay. Like so should we should appreciate ourselves doing this and trying all this. And yeah, this when I was I don't know why it came to my mind. There's the superwomans, all these roles, but it's not only about women. It's so many roles. So maybe to stand for the man's position, the roles, they don't really talk too much about it. But we women, for us women, it's easier. We talk about all these roles. Something.
I even to say about the men, it's clear that it's almost the same.
Mhm.
Uh, when you have a job, you have the same responsibility as the men. You have a lot of things behind you, almost the same. And I really appreciate the topic. It's our think about it really. So thank you. So for the things you said about women, it's also
What is it,
thank you.
if you allow me one question, what is your favorite hat?
Mm. I don't have a favorite cat.
Not cat. The role you're wearing. I mean, you're you are a neighbor or a friend. Maybe you like to wear the rose from the rose. And
My wife cat.
okay.
Sometimes I want to do she's
So
so sometimes I took his role and she took my rose and
yeah,
yeah,
it's nice. Thank you very much.
you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Yeah, well, I like to say that I have only one brother, and because of my when I was he passed away, so we kind of with mother, so we have a really strong connection with my brother because we didn't want to make also very nice. Yeah, I see messages here. Let me, if somebody else wants to, okay, let's see if somebody is sharing. Okay,
Jessica, Jessica, something.
okay. Um, sorry, you said it's already time, right?
No, I was saying that Jessica has typed something in the
Ah,
chat. So,
Jessica, my favorite hats are family related. They are my safe place. Of course, of course. Family, it's the mm, the foundation. Like from small kids, we learn to play the roles in our family, and we grow with our family. And of course, um, family is home. So I agree with you, Jessica. Somebody else want to share? Maybe a challenge or a situation or something about the roles. Maybe it's a mother role. I was no. Okay. Well, please help people. I'm the first time, like, I don't know how. Or it is enough for today. I'm not really sure until what time usually the morning.
Jessica,
Hi.
yeah,
Yeah,
all right.
hi, Dorima. Yeah,
That's fine.
Hi.
yeah, I'm sorry about my network. I won't be able to turn on my camera, but yeah, today's topic is so interesting. So, what I wanted to share is like my favorite hats are also related to mainly my family and friends, like especially with my brother. Like I have a younger brother, and like we share a really strong bond. Like we are
Mhm.
kind of best friends, and so yeah, that hat I really love that relation we have, and like I love to wear that hat. And one more thing that makes me proud is like the thing I do, like in my career or at my workplace, the thing I get to do. And yeah, I just love that. So that's another hat I love to wear with proud. Yeah, that's my contribution in this. Yeah, thank you so much for an interesting topic,
Thank you,
Dorima.
Riti.
Yeah.
So you are a fashion girl. You like hats. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
all do. We all do.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ritika. Thank you.
Thank
Yes.
you.
So it's not, of course, there are so many mm, values we got from our family. Yes, because you said you have, so I understand you're the older sister. So the younger brother will come to you for advices and for sharing all these things. And we really, I really appreciate that also from my brother. It's kind of you don't who we are. It's all these hats together, all these roles, and you kind of I enjoy all of them, and I cannot remove any of them. And you cannot imagine yourself without this all these roles. You're not who you if you don't, if you, I don't know, get rid of one of them. It's kind of weird. Actually, with life we are always like getting a new hat, so we are kind of enriching and getting more, how to say, more fashionable, more hats, more roles, more. So we kind of grow, and Yeah. So thank you, everybody. That's the topic I wanted to remind, that hats are nice, and blending all these roles, it's also nice. And as a team, we need to understand that we are wearing so many hats during the day, and appreciate and support each other. And if we are supporting each other, we become stronger people and stronger team. So thank you for sharing with me your thoughts, and that's all. I think that's all. Let's have a great day.
Thank you, Darina. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your presentation. Thank you everyone who contributed. Yeah, we'll close our meeting here for today. I just have just a few reminders for us. As always about our morning sessions, just a reminder that we always start at 9, and the first 15 minutes for whoever is leading the session to make their presentation, and then the next 10 minutes for them to allow contributions from the rest of the team, and then the last few minutes will be for us to share any announcements. And I really encourage each and every one of us, guys, please let's always make sure that we contribute. Yeah. We're always saying this, that we don't want to keep on hearing from the same people. We want to hear from some new people, some new faces, some people who have never shared anything here. So yeah, we always encourage you, yeah, for some of the things that we talk about here, confidence, yeah. So you shouldn't be, shy to speak. I like that Dorina said that today was her first day to, to her first time making a presentation, yeah, and you did well, Dorina. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, so I also want to remind us, guys, to just always make sure that, we take some time off to go over to our LinkedIn, to our social media platforms, to follow, to like, to share, just leave a comment, just also keep updated with what's happening there. Last week, Mola was representing a Moracle Foundation at SCCA headquarters, just to go over there and find out what was happening. Yeah, and share, yeah, so that the work that Moracle Foundation is doing can be able to reach more and more people, yeah. And then for our staff, for our interns, our finance interns, I also want to remind you about always making sure that for any client information that you're working on, any client work, documents should always be uploaded on our shared folder that's on OneDrive, yeah. If you don't know how to access this folder, yeah, and you're working on any client work, you can always ask, yeah, always ask your supervisors or ask me. Let's make sure that we're not, storing company information just on our laptops. Yeah, this information does not belong to you, belongs to the company, and it has to be able to be easily accessible for anyone. Yeah, so please let's make sure that we take note of that. Let's make sure that we're being cautious of confidentiality. They're not sharing client information. We're not sharing company information outside where it's supposed to be shared. That's why we have company emails. Make sure that you're not communicating outside, especially when it has to do with work, outside your work emails. Yeah, so make sure you get to know everyone's work email, or you need to send someone a document, you need to send someone an email. Make sure that you know what their email is, yeah. And also let's be very, very cautious actually of security. Let's make sure that we're not clicking on links that we don't understand. Yeah. These days there are a lot of phishing emails, yeah. So you think that it's authentic and it's actually not. You need to be very aware of that, because if you click on something, you could easily get hacked, your email could get hacked. So let's be aware of that, and also make sure that you change your passwords quite frequently. Yeah. So yeah, those are just a few reminders I had for you guys. I hope you guys have a great week ahead. I hope you have a wonderful day. Yeah, thanks again, Dorina.